Order now for a limited time. Get the Explorer for $19.96 till December 23rd. Call today, 441-234-1087.
Let the Marketplace help you pull together any party or any special occasion. The Marketplace Food Court offers all kinds of dishes, dinners, and sushi made to order. Choose from a variety of party platters, whether it's chicken wings or shrimp, classic meat and cheese, fruit and vegetables. Between the Marketplace Food Court and the Marketplace Bakeries, we have everything you need and more. Let the Marketplace be your kitchen away from home. Visit us 7 days a week for quality service and prices you can count on.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, December 15th, 2017. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. Home Affairs Minister Walton Brown Jr. pledging today to heal divisiveness in the community following the Domestic Partnership Bill's approval in the Senate this week. We sat down with the minister to discuss the aftermath of the contentious bill. The 2017 Domestic Partnership Bill is under review by Governor John Rankin before it is signed and made law.
I do not have confirmation. I do fully expect the governor will sign it. There's no reason why he should not sign it.
The bill brought international media coverage, sparking criticism from gay activist groups and the Bermuda Human Rights Commission.
The reality is that the vast majority of countries in the world do not have same-sex marriage, and so what you see in Bermuda is something that is not out of sync with the rest of the world. It's not the place that perhaps Bermuda needs to be in ideally, but we're not out of sync. And we have created a legal framework by which same-sex couples can be afforded or are afforded all the rights of a married heterosexual couple.
Do you anticipate any loss in revenue in terms of tourism?
I don't anticipate any significant impact. I think it is important for us to articulate clearly what has happened, why it has happened, and then focus on what we need to do to rebuild Bermuda as a tourist destination. Those issues are somewhat connected, but they are not intimately connected.
PLP backbencher Wayne Ferbert originally put forth a private member's bill to legally define marriage between a man and a woman. This new bill, the minister maintains, is a happy medium.
You shouldn't focus on Wayne Ferbert per se, because the reality is that a majority of MPs, 18 plus 1, would have supported a private member's bill which would have outlawed same-sex marriage. That bill would have passed, and same-sex couples would have had no rights whatsoever.
Now, you've openly expressed your support for same-sex marriage in the past. Did you find it particularly difficult to table this bill?
Well, yes, my position on same-sex marriage is a matter of public record. I've been a public supporter of that. Collective responsibility is a measure that I embrace fully, that you have debates on issues and then you come to a position. And so when I present as Minister for Home Affairs, I am presenting the government's position. I'm not speaking as Walton Brown. So there is no inherent challenge with working and respecting collective responsibility.
The PLP government, he argues, acted independently to the opinions expressed in the community.
My view, as I said in Parliament, is that you should never make policy based on religious interpretation, because which religion and which interpretation should you embrace when you recognize that there are a multitude of religious interpretations? So there are those in the religious community who hold views, but they did not dominate this debate.
It all came down to a conscious vote.
You have interest groups, so you have preserved marriage on the one hand, you have Out Bermuda on the other. And in a democracy, each has a legitimate right to express his view. But our party, we take responsibility for our position. We don't see it as being a party that has succumbed to the demands or the interests of one particular segment.
There will be no further legislation tabled in relation to the issue, but there are other plans.
This issue has brought into relief some very fundamental tensions and divisions within Bermuda. We need to try to find ways to get beyond it. In the new year, I will be initiating a campaign which is designed to achieve a greater understanding, and I hope that we can find ways to demonstrate in concrete forms that we are becoming a more united and a more understanding and embracing community, because we are not at that point today.
As he reflects on his 10 years as an elected MP, Walter Raban, the Deputy Premier, is also reflecting on a very personal milestone he believes others should take note of. He had no issue with revealing to our newsroom his struggle with his weight and his impressive 50-pound weight loss in the last year. It's an issue he says the country must not be afraid to discuss.
If I can just, I've had this conversation with one of your colleagues before, but I'm happy to talk about it because, for one, as has been articulated, this island has a challenge with obesity in a way that is hurting the health of our people. It is also contributing to a lot of disease that has added great cost to our health care and clearly impacts families and the success of persons in our community. And it's killing us, the issue of being able to deal with weight and the lifestyle that many of our citizens are following. It's not helping. It's not helping them. It's not helping the community. And it ultimately impacts our ability to be productive. So it's important. I don't have any difficulty talking about it because I, like many people, have struggled with my weight over the years. So the fact that I've lost a lot of pounds has not been easy for me. And I can tell people that I've had a lot of help. I've had help from doctors. I've had help from family. I've had help from other people who have knowledge of how you can better manage your weight. I've had to do a lot of reading and research to help myself and to literally take a whole lifestyle shift.
The Department of Health's Flu Express vaccination service has been postponed, which was due to take place Monday and Tuesday. It will be rescheduled as soon as a new shipment arrives, as the manufacturer sent an incorrect presentation of the vaccine in error. They apologize for any inconvenience caused. Stay with us. More news after the break.
You can count on us.
Save $5 on USDA standing rib roast, only $14.99 per pound. Great for Christmas dinner broccoli crowns, just $3.99 per pound. Chappie's Sugary Sam's sweet potatoes, only $1.79 for a 15-ounce tin. Ocean Spray cranberry sauce for your Christmas turkey, only $1.99 for a 14-ounce tin. Blue Bonnet margarine sticks, just $1.79 for a 1-pound package. Visit our website at www.marketplace.bm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
Santa suits
and party hats,
letters sent,
gifts neatly wrapped.
It must be Christmas. Let the magic begin.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Colonial, where people come first.
Your home, your life, security. Be fire and burglar free. Right from your phone, monitor, control. Lock safes, doors, gates, business, family safe. You're on the go, and that's okay. BSG with you every
Bermuda Security Group, your security, life safety, and monitoring experts. We're with you every step of the way. Bermuda Security Group, BSG.BM.
Tonight, in part 2 of our coverage of crime safety tips for the upcoming holiday period, we have further advice from Police Acting Inspector of the Community Action Team, Shakisha Miners.
When shopping, especially for women, keep your handbags on your shoulders and do not leave them down or unoccupied at any time. Men, ensure that your wallets are secured, buttoned or zipped in pockets. When shopping with children, never leave your children unattended in vehicles, and ensure that you have an agreed meet-up location in the event that you are separated while shopping or out enjoying the Christmas season. Ensure children know how to identify storekeepers or security staff in the event that they require assistance or help. When out partying during the Christmas season, use the buddy system whenever possible, and especially when returning to your vehicles. When you have parked your vehicles during the day, try to bring your vehicles into well-lit areas when you have to return to them. Keep your cell phone readily available at all times in case of an emergency. The Bermuda Police Service wants everyone to have a safe and happy holiday season. For more helpful crime prevention tips, please visit the Bermuda Police Service website, which is www.bermudapolice.bm, under Crime Prevention Info. Thank you, and I hope you all have a lovely season.
You may be surprised to hear that Bermuda has at least 11 airplane pilots flying at different locations around the world. Emily Siggins, the daughter of JetBlue General Manager Herbert Siggins, is one of them. The captain for Cape Air, a small regional carrier, flies to 43 destinations.
I went to college in Florida, near the Space Center at the Florida Institute of Technology, and I officially started my flight training there. But before I had started that, we had the 172 in Bermuda once or twice that I was able to go up in on the island, which was fantastic. But officially started the flight training in 2009 at university, and I've been flying ever since there. I finished my flight training. I became a flight instructor for about 3 years with the same flight school in Florida. And as of April 2016, I became a captain for a small regional carrier called Cape Air. And they fly mainly in the New England area. They do some Caribbean flying out of San Juan. They have a Midwest base in St. Louis and out in Montana as well. And they currently have me based in St. Louis area.
Emily, who inspired you to become a pilot?
That's actually a funny story. Growing up, I was very fortunate to be able to travel. Since my dad worked for the airlines, we were able to travel on staff standby tickets quite a bit. And since those tickets are very, you only go if there's a seat, so you're standby. We watched a lot of planes leave without us, or we got bumped off the flight because, revenue passengers came in. And I just looked to my parents one day and I was like, you know what? I'm going to become the captain because they can't bump the captain off the plane. And ever since then, I've kind of worked towards flying, and I don't regret it one bit.
Is it a desire, and I'm sure it is, for you to fly into Bermuda one day? And if so, how long or far away from that are you?
City Holder actually has my dream job. I am working towards working for JetBlue. It's the company that I've kind of wanted to work for since my dad has started working for them. They're a great company to work for. I've heard nothing but good things about them. So to fly into Bermuda is definitely on the top of my list of things to do. As a Bermudian working in the States, I'm still waiting on a couple of visa requirements and visa paperwork issues before I can apply to JetBlue. But hopefully within the next 5 to 10 years, I'll be at JetBlue doing what Mr. Holder did.
Yeah, Finney Holder the other day flew to Bermuda or home for the first time. But, I mean, are you aware that there are several pilots, Bermudian pilots overseas?
When I first started flying and when I first became interested in flying, I was kind of very lucky because both my parents worked in the aviation industry in Bermuda, so they pretty much know everything that they can be about flying in Bermuda. And I really wasn't aware of how many Bermudian pilots there were out there. We kind of have a little Facebook community of Bermudian pilots out there, so we can see how everyone's doing, where everyone's flying to, what jobs everyone's up to, and it's crazy how across the world Bermudian pilots are.
Next week, you will hear from Finney Holder, who guided his first JetBlue flight back home to Bermuda. Well, it was announced today that Prince Harry and American fiancée Meghan Markle's wedding will be held on Saturday, May 19th next year. The pair said the service would be at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. The BBC reporting the date breaks with tradition, as royal weddings usually take place on a weekday. The Queen wed on a Thursday and the Duke of Cambridge on a Friday. The wedding will be on the same day as the FA Cup final, which Prince William normally attends as FA president. The royal family will pay for the wedding, including the service, music, flowers, and reception. The event will take place just a month after his brother, Prince William, and his wife, Kate, are expected to give birth to their third child. Miss Markle, who has begun the process of establishing residency in Britain, will be baptized into the Church of England and confirmed before the wedding. Earlier this week, Kensington Palace announced the couple will be spending Christmas with the Queen. Now let's go to the AccuWeather headquarters for the latest.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This forecast is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group. And as we take a look across Bermuda, you can kind of see how the action is approaching here. We do have a front that's going to be moving through. That is going to bring some showers for tomorrow and some gusty winds. And with the satellite here, you can see the clouds associated with this system as it advances. Now, our current conditions in St. George's, we're at 72 degrees. Also in Hamilton, humidity is at 74%. We have a southwesterly wind of 14 to 18 knots. The water temperature is 71 degrees. Waves inside the reef are 2 to 3 feet. Outside are 5 to 11 feet. Tonight, mostly cloudy, and it will become windy for tonight as well. As that front approaches, there'll be a shower or two out ahead of it. An overnight low of 69 degrees. Then for tomorrow, it is going to be windy, especially early. In fact, there could be some gusts up to near gale force for tomorrow early as that front goes through. The high temperature is 73 degrees, but that's an early high temperature. The temperatures will fall once the front clears and the showers will end. Temperatures will fall back into the 60s for the afternoon. Our marine conditions, our high tide number 1 comes at 6:49 p.m. Our first low tide is at 12:32 in the wee hours of the morning here on Saturday. The second high tide comes at 7:13 on Saturday morning, and the second low tide is at 1:42 p.m. So our gateway forecast here, we have some sunshine mixing with clouds in Toronto at 25 degrees. Atlanta is 56 and mostly sunny. In Jamaica, 90 degrees. There could be a shower or two around the area. In Trinidad, 88 degrees with a chance for a shower or two around. So here's your extended forecast for tomorrow. Windy early, and we will see breezy conditions in the afternoon, but not as windy. Our temperatures will fall behind the front. Some showers going through early with some of those gusty winds, and then temperatures fall back into the 60s for the afternoon. On Sunday, it is going to be cooler behind the front. Partly sunny sky, 69 degrees. Monday, 70 degrees and partly sunny. On Tuesday, another front will bring a couple of showers to the area, and again, the winds will pick up at 73 degrees. To stay up to date with all that the weather has to offer, tune in to Ocean 89, Power 95, and Inspire 105.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
Christmas in Bermuda is a special time for most of us. Unfortunately, for some families in Bermuda, there is no warm Christmas. This year, many families will be in need. It's the 29th anniversary of the Lions Clubs of Bermuda and the Marketplace helping share the Christmas spirit, so let's help take care of each other. Shop at any Marketplace, shopping center, Modern Mart, or A1 stores and purchase extra tins and non-perishable items. Once you have purchased these items, place your food donations into Santa's bin located at the front of the store. The Lions Clubs will collect your food contributions and assemble them into hampers to be delivered to the families in need around the island. Christmas comes once a year. Help make it a special time for every family in Bermuda. Sponsored in part by the Bermuda Broadcasting Company and the Royal Gazette.
Blurry-eyed following your eye appointment? Had one too many? Or simply too tired to face the drive home at the end of a long night? There are lots of reasons why you couldn't and shouldn't get behind the wheel. Introducing HomeSafe from Security Associates, the island's only car and driver home delivery service. Reschedule with us and a HomeSafe driver will deliver you and your car right to your door. Whatever your reason for not driving, you can always get HomeSafe. Call 298-2626 for pricing and to find out how you can become a member or visit homesafebermuda.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Jody Place, advertising in Okada Electric Lights in Hamilton, Bermuda. Very cool bike to ride, very fun bike to ride. Simple operation. You turn on the battery, turn on the computer, and the bike is basically ready to go.
Order now for a limited time. Get the Explorer for $19.96 till December 23rd. Call today, 441-234-1087.
The Bermuda Hotel Association has named Paul Telford, the general manager of Rosewood Tuckers Point, as their choice for Hotelier of the Year. Mr. Telford, who is also the chairman of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, was presented with the award by Jamal Simmons, the Minister of Tourism, at the Bermuda Hotel Association members' annual Christmas luncheon. On presenting the award, the minister congratulated Mr. Telford and stated that he was an excellent role model for any young Bermudian aspiring to have a career in the hospitality industry and wished him much continued success in the future. Mr. Telford, on receiving the award, thanked his association colleagues for selecting him and pledged to continue to work to ensure that Bermuda continues to advance as the destination of choice for our future visitors. In sports, Bermuda could host international rugby. Don't Diss My Ability campaign has started with Bermuda Paralympian Jessica Lewis, and young Bermuda sailor ends racing in China. Earl Basin has the details and more in tonight's sports report.
Bermuda could possibly be in line for some international rugby fixtures right here on our shores. The president of the Bermuda Rugby Football Union, Sean-Phil Lemen, explains more.
We're trying to attract international sevens tournaments to Bermuda, and we're putting some tender processes in the next month for two major international sevens tournaments. One is a new concept by Rugby Americas, which is the Americas Sevens, which will have 4 teams from South America and 4 teams from North America, plus 4 international inviting teams to compete in a 8-weekend tournament. Bermuda's hoping to apply for hosting one of those. There's 4 down south and 4 up north, and I think, obviously Canada and US will get 1 each, and then there's 2 up for grabs. So we're putting a process together to sort of see if we can attract that tournament here. That would be over sort of a 2-day period, and the commitment is for 2 years. Then there's a long shot one. The World Rugby 7 Series has accepted a bid of interest from Bermuda in regards to hosting 4 years of the World Series of Sevens in Bermuda, starting in 2020. It's all very, very sort of in its embryonic stages. We have to put a first-class sort of presentation together, and Bermuda has an excellent reputation of sports hosting.
Don't Diss My Ability campaign has begun with Bermuda Paralympian Jessica Lewis helping to promote the Ability online website. The Bermudian has a message for everyone.
I got my first wheelchair when I was 19 months old, and I have been on the move ever since. I have always been a very energetic person who loves to try new things, and I've never let my conditions stop me from living a purposeful and meaningful life. So when the opportunity came about for me to try wheelchair track racing, I was 100% in. I have found my strengths through competing in my sport at an elite level. It has helped me find my strengths of being determined, being disciplined, and being a hard worker, which have all translated over into everything I do in my everyday life. I have found that just because my legs don't work doesn't mean that I can't be a strong person or I can't accomplish my goals. I continue to build upon my strengths every day by training in my sport to be the best athlete and person I can be. So I say, don't diss my ability.
Jillian Teixeira, Patrick Nisbet, and Tyler Lopes began competing in their final event of 2017 as they took to the center ring to compete in the CSI2 Leer Alzolf International Horse Jumping Christmas Show in Belgium. Teixeira had a dream start, winning the 1.30 meter Table A against the clock class. Riding Amaruta, the pair clocked a clear round time of 50.42. Nisbet finished 19th riding Quick Z. In the same class, the pair had a 1 penalty fault time of 73.73. Also competing in the class saw Lopes riding Escalada. They finished 45th. They clocked a time of 70.66, but they had 8 penalty fault points. Teixeira's good day continued when she finished 5th, competing in the 1.40 meter qualification class, Table A against the clock. Teixeira and Tamarino clocked a clear round time of 64.51. Ben Smith concluded competing in the 47th edition of the Youth Sailing World Championships in China. Smith was competing in the Laser Radial fleet among 50 other competitors, and he finished 35th. One race was sailed on the final day, with Smith starting the day in 36th. He finished the race 32nd and moved up one spot to finish with a total of 233 net points. Najee Smith, Najee Brockington, and their Independent Schools Football Association teammates went down in a nail-biter to Shrewsbury Town 3-2. Bermuda Cricket Board has announced it has secured 2 of 4 available places that were provided to associate members of ICC Americas on the Cricket West Indies Curator course later this month. The course will be run by ICC pitch consultant Andy Atkinson in Antigua from December 18th through to the 20th. The Bermuda Cricket Board Groundsman of the Year, Calvin Richardson and Alan Douglas, have been selected by the Bermuda Cricket Board to attend the event. The Falcons were crowned the Bermuda Basketball Atlantic Vision Care Elite City League champions last evening after defeating the Warriors inside the Cedar Bridge Academy Gymnasium last evening. The finals saw the Warriors come up once again a little short as the Falcons defeated them 76-68. The Warriors were down by 20 at the half, 44-24. They made a run at the start of the second half to close the gap to under 10, but eventually ran out of steam, falling short by 8 points. The Falcons were led to victory by Chris Crumpler, who scored a game-high 33 points. He also had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, while his teammate, Kevin Stevens, came up just 2 assists shy of a triple-double. He had 23 points. He also had 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 steals. Kyle Van Hallen led the Warriors with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block shot, while Kobe Imlay scored 15 points. He also had 12 rebounds and 1 assist. Meanwhile, the Bermuda Under-19 men's national basketball team won their final game of the Heart Lake Winter Classic basketball tournament in Canada. Bermuda defeated Heart Lake Junior Varsity 56-18. The Bermuda team was led by Jarrell Smith, who scored 15 points. Smith was chosen as the Bermuda MVP by the coaches. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us.
Mixed peel or farine, just $3.99 a pound for your Christmas baking. New Zealand frozen whole lamb legs, only $4.99 per pound. Champion seedless raisins, just $3.09 for a 12-ounce box. Coke, Barrett's ginger beer, or Sunkist orange soda for your holiday parties, only $5.85 for a 6-pack. For your Christmas trimming, Cross and Blackwell Piccalilli, just $5.49 for a 310-gram jar. Have a safe and Merry Christmas holiday from the Marketplace family.
You can count on us.
Bermuda Broadcasting streams the news live on Facebook. Go to Facebook and look up ZBM News 9 and press the like button. You'll get notifications just before the news starts each night. And all of our newscasts are stored there so you can watch them 24/7 at your convenience. Bermuda Broadcasting wants to make it easy for you to stay up to date with your local news. So please sign up to watch us on Facebook Live 24/7 for up-to-date news from Bermuda Broadcasting.
How much do you want for the cake? You accept doggy biscuits?
The powerful British ship RFA Mounts Bay, which played a crucial role in hurricane recovery in the Caribbean this year, was scheduled to arrive on the island today. RFA Mounts Bay has been on deployment to the region as part of her Atlantic patrol duties to provide humanitarian and disaster relief for Bermuda and the Caribbean overseas territories. This year, she has been in the Caribbean for hurricane season, ready to provide support at a moment's notice. Tasked by the Royal Navy, she was the UK's first military response to the Caribbean during Hurricanes Irma, Jose, and Maria. During the visit, the commanding officer paid calls upon the Governor John Rankin and on Premier David Byrd. RFA Mounts Bay will also provide some logistical support to the Royal Bermuda Regiment and will host a disaster management prevention of the vessel's capabilities for members of Bermuda's Emergency Measures Organization. RFA Mounts Bay will be here for 3 days. And that's all for this evening. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.